Hi, Mrs. Sears.
Hi.
Dave Sander. How are you today? Oh,
Okay.
good. I'm here to talk to you about your home modification and talk
Okay,
about CICOA.
come on in.
Okay, thanks. Got a few minutes. I'd like to sit down and talk to you tell you a little bit about CICOA. I have to get some information. We'll have a look around and see what we need to do to help you. You liked the game last night?
I loved it. I always love the games.
Yeah? When they win?
Yeah. No, I love them all the time.
Oh, you do?
Hey, yeah.
Well, I need a pen here. Also, bring an extra pen.
Okay.
CICOA pen. So, Mary, I got your name and number from Phil Votaw over at the Westside Community Development Corporation.
Yes.
And apparently they've been doing some work over here for you. And we've got a relationship with them, and they take care of our senior citizens, and we try and help them take care of the senior citizens, because that's what CICOA is about, is trying to help seniors stay in a home with a choice. Most people like to stay in their home, don't want to move, don't want to leave.
Yes.
And so everything we can do to do that, particularly help them stay in their home, we do. And that's what home modification is about. I know that, according to Phil, that it'd be helpful to have some changes in your bathroom so you get in and out a little easier,
Yes.
and reduce the possibility of falling.
I have a lot of problems with that.
You do.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let me get some information, and then you can tell me a little bit more about it. So, give me a little background, a little bit of a sense of, I notice you're using a cane, and I'd like to know a little bit more about that so I can think about what kind of modifications we may need to do here for you.
Okay, well, I have severe arthritis and spinal stenosis, which is a deterioration of the spine. And I've had 2 back surgeries and was still able to work for a while, but my last job was legal secretary at a law firm, and I couldn't sit.
Oh.
I couldn't sit longer than 10-15 minutes at a time, which really couldn't go to court, couldn't do a lot of things. So between that and I have something called mini strokes, MI&I, where you have a lot of small strokes, which could lead up to a big one. And it just all caught up with me.
Yeah. Yeah. You look great.
I couldn't work anymore. If I felt as good as I might look, I'd be okay. Yeah, I do pretty good, you know. But I've fallen several times trying to get in and out of the bathtub.
Oh.
See, well, I can't sit long because you get so stiff. Watch my little step here. That you have to step over this.
Okay.
That's my doggy jail.
The doggy jail?
Yeah.
They're when they're bad or when they're good?
That's to keep them out of the front room when I got company.
Well, first thing I can see, Mrs. Sears, you mind if I call you Mary?
Mary's fine because it's not Mrs., it's Miss.
Oh, okay. Then I was wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, Mary.
Never been a Mrs.
The doorway's too narrow.
It is very narrow.
Yeah, it is very
I can't
narrow.
get my wheelchair through it when
You cannot get your wheelchair through it, and if you had a walker, you'd have to go in sideways. So,
Probably, yeah.
first thing I noticed, we're going to have to do something about making this doorway a little bit bigger.
Well, that would be nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Because if there's not necessarily an emergency, but the time you need to get in and out, and if you had an accident and you fell in here, we surely wouldn't want that to happen here. And we probably need to take the door and open it up out here. Because if you were inside the bathroom and you had your wheelchair or your walker and something happened, be able to open the door from inside with some of that equipment in there would be hard.
Oh, I never thought of that.
Yeah, so we'd like the door to open up out here so that if you are in there, you wouldn't get trapped in there.
She's got one. It's part of the
So that's number one. Number two, I heard you say you had a tough time getting in and out of the bathroom. Is it possible that you can't really lift your leg over?
Right, my legs catch on it because sometimes I think my leg is higher than it is because I fall a lot. Yeah, because I think I've lifted my foot up and it's not up, and then I'll trip.
Yeah.
And I swear it's up high enough, but it's not. And I'll have my cane and my grab it thing, and I hold on to the door, and that's the second door because the other one came down with me. That's not the original door there. And I just kind of maneuver because you got to take a bath.
That's right.
You know. But
Do you take baths or do you prefer showers?
Oh no, showers.
Do you like a shower?
I don't. Yeah, I couldn't get up out of a tub if I got down in there. There's no way I could get back up.
Well, there's a couple of things we could do, and I'm kind of thinking through those as I talk to you about them. One is definitely put some grab bars up here for you to have something to hold on to. Sometimes a tub cut. We can cut the side of this bathtub out, and there's a kit that comes to seal it in, and then you can step into it. It makes it a step-in shower. But looking at the bathtub with the broken and chipped base down in there, that's not real safe either to stand on with bare feet.
I know, I think the lady had it glazed.
She had it glazed, and that glazing
That's what it looks like to me, is
Yeah.
the glaze coming on, because it looks like it was once white.
Right.
But it's been like that since I've been here, so.
Well, I think the safest thing and the best thing to do would probably be to take this bathtub out and put a step-in shower.
I'd love that.
Well, I'm glad you would love
I
it.
would love that.
That would mean you couldn't take any more baths, but you could take as many showers as you
Well,
want.
I don't take baths anyway.
Okay. Well, then I'll get a contractor in and talk with him about this to see how possible it is.
Want me to
Dave?
get out and let him come in?
No, that's okay,
Oh.
because I want to talk to him and I want you to look at this for a minute. One of the things about this bathtub, Dave, is that there's no crawl space. So is that going to present a problem putting in a step-in shower in here?
Well, yes and no. If there are two different kinds of bases for these showers. There is actually a left-hand base that will have a drain very close to the side on which the drain currently is, which would require minimal work underneath the base. The center drain, which is the more common, would require some demolition of the concrete and extending the drain. That can be a little bit more involved. The nice thing about the center drain units is they come with the wall panels. The left-hand drain unit usually doesn't, so you're talking about ceramic up the walls typically. But in answer to your question, it just depends on the type of base we use.
If you put the center drain in, and you're talking about concrete, would you have to bring a jackhammer to break the concrete, or you just have?
Typically, it's a jackhammer or a sledgehammer. It's not that much, but sometimes we have to use a jackhammer to do that.
Okay. Well, we're talking to Mrs. To Mary about the grab bars, which of course we would include that in. Also, is looking at your toilet area there. We like to have grab bars around the side of the toilet to give you something to grab a hold of, because it can be difficult on the knees and the back getting up and down. So I would probably recommend a grab bar along the wall,
Okay.
and then one out here as another safety precaution.
Okay.
So we would have two over there, one against the wall and one against here. You have no problem with the sink, and the height is okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna eventually get rid of this because I keep hitting myself on it, on the big old thing. It leaks anyway. And I was trying to get my son to see if he knew someone that could put me in just a simple pedestal faucet, you know, to get rid of this,
right.
to give me a little more room. But that's not an emergency.
Well, one of the other issues I think we'd recommend, and I might go ahead and do this, is put in a single handle faucet. And the reason is, I know you're using a cane, and if you're standing here, you've got two knobs to turn with one hand. Single handle faucet, you can use the back of your hands, your elbows, your foot, anything to turn it on.
That's what I got in the kitchen is a single handle.
So we'll have one of those put in also,
Okay.
single handle faucet. And also, we've seen women who have children who are holding children use it too for their elbows too. So it's multi-purpose.
I'm not doing that anymore.
No. So if you're okay with those, I'll go out and sign off on the paperwork. What will happen next is Dave will prepare an estimate and give that estimate to me. I'll check with my directors and probably get it approved. And then Dave will make contact with you to set up a time to start the work and to get your permission. This gives you time to think it over. When Dave comes back, he'll ask you to sign a form to say that he can do the work. I'll come over sometime during the construction because I like to watch how these guys work.
Okay.
And maybe take a few pictures, and then after it's finished, Dave will send me a bill and then we'll pay for it.